As someone who works in leadership development, I have seen lots of different leadership models in government agencies, corporations, nonprofit organizations, you name it. And yet when you look at some of the core competencies that they all point to, there is one that consistently appears in every single one of them. And that is either some form of social skills communication. And so the question today I want to answer is, how do you improve your social skills? Because improving your social skills is a key element to standing out as a more impactful leader. Today I want to look at 4 different ways that you can look to your social skills and improve these different elements. We're going to break up social skills and what they are and give you some practical exercises and tools that will help you improve your social skills. Now, whenever we think of communication and we think of social skills, automatically we think of speaking. But the first thing I want to talk about is listening. Because people with very astute social skills are fantastic listeners. Great leaders are fantastic listeners. That's because they're able to take in all the data that they're receiving around them. They're able to go to a deeper level when it comes to getting in tune with another person. And so therefore, if you want to improve your social skills, first of all, look to listening. I created a video which looks first of all at perhaps some of the barriers that come into listening, and then looking at some practical ways that you can improve those listening skills. So it'll appear at the end. Why not have a look at that? And you'll be able to improve the different areas of listening. So that's the first element, become a better listener. The second area is become a better watcher of nonverbal communication and yourself, and become a better encoder of body language. What do I mean by that? Well, first of all, be very clear in the message that you are trying to communicate, and make sure that your body language is congruent with that message. So why not do a body language audit? Ask yourself, for example, when it comes to smiling, how is your smile? Do you tend to smile? Because smiling is wonderful for creating warmth. Then look at your handshake. How is your handshake? Have you ever even thought about your handshake? So often we shake hands many times throughout the day, and we never stop to pause and ask ourselves, is it a good handshake? Is our hand straight? Is our hand dry? Are we mirroring the intensity of the grip that we're receiving? Then there's eye contact. Are we looking people in the eyes? Are we making eye contact with others? Our posture, what does our posture say about us? Is our posture open or is it closed? Are we giving off signs of confidence or lack of confidence? And then we look into distance. Have we got the appropriate distance from another person, or are we invading their personal space and speaking too closely to them? Or are we perhaps too distant, too far away, that perhaps we're not connecting with them? All of that is incredibly important. Not only with ourselves, but also become people watchers. Watch other people. Watch other people's nonverbals, and begin to read some of those nonverbals. A very simple way of reading nonverbals is just to ask the simple question, is this person feeling comfortable, or are they feeling discomfort at this time? And what are some of the nonverbal signs that lead you to believe they're feeling comfortable or perhaps feeling discomfort? So number 2 to improving our social skills is becoming a better watcher of body language and a better encoder of body language. Number 3 is to really hone in on the emotional expressions on the person's face. We know now that humanity has 7 universal emotional expressions. They're not the only emotions, but there are 7 universal ones. They are surprise, fear, anger, contempt, disgust, happiness, and sadness. And it is possible with training to really see them in another person's face, not only when they're expressing the fullness of that emotion, but also when they're trying to hide that emotion, something we call micro-expressions, something that happens in less than half a second. And so we're able to see when a person perhaps is squelching an emotion, hiding something that they don't want you to see. All of this is incredible data that helps our social skill building, and helps us know what a person is going through and perhaps the emotion that they're feeling at that time. And so therefore look into perhaps getting some extra training when it comes to detecting these emotions. One of the courses that I offer is a 2-day course called Emotional Skills and Competencies. It's a deep dive into the world of emotions, to how to name emotions, detect emotions, how to become aware when emotions are happening within you, and a deep dive into micro expressions and how to recognize them when they are happening in another person. It's also a lot of fun, a lot of video exercises, and a lot of exercises with people taking part in the workshop. If that's something you would like more information on, feel free to click the link below and it'll show you when the next workshop will be in your area. And so finally, we have the verbal content, our communication. So I just want to make a few comments about that will really help build your social skills. Number one is always get to the point. Effective leaders, people with effective social skills, have this ability to be concise in their expression and get to the point of what they are trying to express. Have you ever been with a person who's all over the place, who's jumping from rabbit hole to rabbit hole to rabbit hole, and you don't really understand what they're trying to express? People with strong emotional and social skills are able to get to the point with precision. Second element is filler words. Just be careful if you use filler words a lot, because it can give the impression that you lack confidence and you lack competence. A simple way and an effective way to deal with filler words is actually to slow down. What I find is that people who use a lot of filler words also speak very quickly, which naturally happens when we are nervous or afraid. And so try and slow down. A great way of practicing this in the moment is to take more breaths, more pauses. And finally, in this area, when it comes to verbal communication, is the art of conversation itself. Some people are great conversationalists. Others hate conversations, don't know how to start conversations. And so if you're feeling this pain, start to practice. Start to practice initiating conversation. You know, conversations is a two-way game. We depend on the other person to continue the conversation, and we ourselves have a role in that conversation as well. Great ways to practice is perhaps to talk to a stranger in a line, to have more conversations about different topics, to expand your knowledge of different topics that you can bring up in conversations. Good conversationalists are created, they're not born, and it takes practice. So practice initiating conversations, practice holding conversations. The more you practice, the better you become at it. Social management, social skills, they're the last element of emotional intelligence, and they're critical because they bring together all those different elements of emotional intelligence. Today, I have tried to break down into 4 simple areas, places that you can focus and tips that you can use to try and improve and expand those social skills and expand, of course, your emotional intelligence. If you found this video useful, why not look at the next video, which looks at how we can become more present in conversation. And remember, subscribe to the channel. Every week I come out with a new video rich in content which focuses on emotional intelligence, conversation, social skills, presentation skills, all jam-packed with practical tools that you can integrate into your leadership journey.